Hello everyone. Um, I decided to do another video because it's been a while since my last video. Maybe a year or so. Anyways, so I wanted to talk more today about my testimony and where I'm at in life now as an XJW. And you guys know that, I've been out of the organization for almost 5 years now. And it just seems like life gets a little bit better each time. Each year goes by, you start to realize that it doesn't mean a lot. I mean, does it affect you? Yes, but, you know that that's part of who you are. And you come to the acceptance, and then you move forward. Anyways, so this is going to be, like I said, like a testimony, because not only am I on a spiritual journey, it's like I have chosen another path, and I now am identified as a born-again Christian. Like, I have a relationship with Christ, and it's not like a religious thing, but more of like what my spiritual thirst for. And I decided now to follow Christ. So as you guys know, I was in the cult for 19 years. And as I was in there, I really truly loved God. And I loved the thought of Jehovah. And I thought that, this is the true life. Like, I'm so dedicated to God. When I was baptized at 16, I literally devoted my life to God. And I felt His presence at all times. And I knew He was with me. And then when I left at 19, I did get kind of like confused, because I was like, so if Jehovah's not real, or if this idea of the cult isn't real, then what's real? And I think a lot of people get the same way, leaving the cult, because you want to know, okay, well, if this isn't the truth, then what is the truth? So I left, and I didn't go atheist. I didn't go, well, there is no God, because I always thought, well, it's not God's fault for the stupid decisions that the Jehovah's Witnesses make. So I didn't leave God, but I wanted to know something else. And so I would just come back and forth. And most of my family is born-again Christian as well. And I was like, but I didn't exactly agree with everything that was saying. And so I was kind of like jumping back and forth. Like I said, it's more of a spiritual journey, and I'm still on that spiritual journey to this day. And it's more about okay, what feels good to me as a person. So back and forth, and I was scared to go inside of a church, because you've always been told, 19 years of my life, I've been told, go in another church, you're gonna burn, you're dead. Armageddon's gonna happen as soon as you get in that church, and you're gonna die. So I did not think that. I had to remove that, and I started making decisions better on my life, go to college, get a good job. So I went to college. And as I went to college, I started to meet other Christians. And I was like, well, you're really praying, and you seem really serious about God. And that's what I want, to be serious about God, But then also at the same time as I was doing that, I was getting into New Age. And this was the part where I had to realize, like, okay. So I was trying to do meditation and relaxation and all that other stuff, and burning incense, and I one time there was a full moon, and I did a full moon ritual, and I was like, wow, I don't know, something about this doesn't feel right. And then I've also done with the what is it, the rocks or whatever, and I put it around a candle, and I literally did not feel right. I was like, but I like the meditation, and I like the yoga, and I like the, oh, this is really, it makes me feel good. But I don't know, it still didn't feel right. I was like, because I'm testing the waters along the way, like, is this okay? Is this okay? Can I do this? What do I feel? And I think because I grew up so spiritually and religious idea, that no matter what, that's going to be my comfort. So down the road, I started meeting others online, and I joined a Christian group, and I mean, that was just the deep happiness I saw. I went online and I started searching for people who truly love God, and I found MMA chickens. I found like all these inspiring people, and they looked really happy, and I was like, they look like they know what true happiness is. So I was like, so let me try it out. I started going to church, and I was like, I feel right here. This is where I feel like I belong. And I'm always praying throughout this whole entire process, even as I was doing New Age, or I was doing the crystals, or I was doing this. I was always praying because I was like, this doesn't feel right, but I'm just trying to explore, this is my spiritual journey. So as I'm exploring my spiritual journey, I start going to church, and when I go to church, it feels good. I'm like, okay, something's different. I start going more, start asking Jesus, like, show me who you are. And as I do this, I start to see who he is and how loving it is. And he's never left me. Like, even as I questioned him, or I went on this New Age thing, or I tried different religions, or Buddhist, he never left me. And that feeling, I'm like, there's one where he leaves the 99 just to go get the one. And that's how I feel. I feel like he's always tried to bring me back. No matter as much as I'm like, but that looks really cool over there, or I need to try that. He always brought me back. So fast forward now to 2019. And now I'm for sure that this is the path I'm choosing. Am I still curious? I'll always be curious. I'll always, I love reading different kinds of books. I read a book called Tuesdays with Maury, and that too, like, I just love anything that is positive and good, and it doesn't have to be religious. So just because I can say I'm born again Christian doesn't mean that, I follow suit on everything that they say, but I know that I have this relationship with Christ, and that's where I belong. Is because I know he's with me, and when I went to him, like, I feel a comfort in my heart. I feel true joy. I feel true happiness. And that's where I'm at this point. And I continue to be, and I pray to know where God wants to take me from here on out. So this is kind of like my testimony, and slash what's been going on with my life. I am a preschool teacher now, and I'm going to school to become an elementary teacher. And if I didn't leave the cult, I would not even be where I'm at today. So this is also to give Exjws just support. Like, I'm still here for all of you. I still know what it feels like day to day. I live right next to a Kingdom Hall. I know what it feels like to still see them. I still deal with it all the time. But just know that it does get better. That life, there is a life out of the cult. And until next time, guys, I'll see you again. Bye.